back as well to this Pulse petition thing a little bit. If you have not done this, I also highly, at least encourage you to look into it and consider it, because so far there is 1,952 signatures. And so that is basically 2,000 people who have said that they agree and back what the petition says. Now, if you would like to read the petition and see if it aligns with you before signing, click right here. And there's obviously a lot of reading, but I think there's two very important things that should be read. And I wanted to read this on here. So the introduction. We, the undersigned holders of Hex, PulseChain, PulseX, and other similar personal properties, firmly assert our support for an amicus brief, which is this document, requesting fair adjudication in the matter of Securities and Exchange Commission versus Richard J. Schuler, aka Richard Hart, Hex, PulseChain, and PulseX. We're saying that we want fair assessment, fair trial, fair perspective. We believe that our perspective as active participants in the decentralized PulseChain ecosystem, driven by a shared belief in the political and social viewpoints for which we made financial sacrifices or spent money, contribute valuable insights to the ongoing legal proceedings. In this document, the name Richard Hart shall be used interchangeably for the name Richard Schuler. Here's what's so important about this. When the SEC cracks down on something, they're not just cracking down on the people at the top. Sure, Richard, in this case, is the scapegoat. He is the martyr. He is the pariah. But we will all be affected. Good or bad, nobody knows until the time comes. But we will all be affected in some way by the results of this case. We can say we've already been affected by the fact that this case even exists. Does everybody remember when Pulse dumped from 3 zeros and a 1 to 4 zeros and a 3? Did anybody feel negatively affected by that? I know I did when I watched my number go down on screen. And who did that? That wasn't Richard. That wasn't the PulseChain team. That was the SEC causing fear, uncertainty, and doubt. That was the SEC who supposedly protects their investors, their investor class. That was them directly hurting their investor class. We saw the Stoner Cats NFT project, like them or don't, doesn't matter. We saw huge names, Mila Kunis, Ashton Kutcher, Chris Rock, Vitalik himself associated with this product. Millions of dollars invested by people to buy these NFTs to get access to that content. And what did the SEC do? Shut them down, made them pay millions of dollars in fines, and they could no longer continue their project. Who rugged? The Stoner Cats team? Did Ashton Kutcher and Chris Rock rug you? No, the United States government did. Hey, and it doesn't matter if you're not a United States citizen. It doesn't even matter if you hate the United States and want nothing to do with them. Our government rugged you. Our government hurt you. Our government said, we don't care about the boundary lines that separate countries and belief systems. We don't care about that at all. We are going to hurt each and every one of you because we want that money in our pocket and we want to exercise our control and power over you. Protect the investor. That's the meme of the year. That is the meme of our generation. The SEC wants to protect the investor. Ha! LOL to that one, SEC. Let's read the next sentence. We emphasize that we are not now, nor have we ever been, victims of fraud by Richard Hart, nor do we hold any expectations of profit solely derived from his work. All I've ever seen in the PulseChain and Hex community is individuals doing the work themselves. Richard, as one participant in this ecosystem, he's done some work, but so have thousands of other people. So have RG3, Black Hexagon, SJ on the PulseChain tour. So have myself and Don Montoya building internet money, and the dev team that we are associated with, our incredible team of talented engineers. Each one of us is doing our part to make this thing happen. I don't see anyone, and if there is anyone, they are absolutely the outlier. The what's the super majority person in the Hex and PulseChain community does the thing themselves, creates the content, does the work. This petition, from what I derive as is the meaning of it, is that we're saying we believe in those types of things. Now, you should read it yourself, and you should make your own opinion, and you shouldn't blindly sign anything that you haven't read or agreed with. But as long as you read this and you feel comfortable with that, then you should sign it. It is very powerful. And XRP, like RG3 was saying earlier, they had one of these. And I think there was like 75,000-ish people that signed that. And that is something that played very well in their favor. And so there's many facets to why this is so important. It's not just Hex and PulseChain and PulseX. It is a part of it. But this is a fight for crypto. This is so much further beyond just what's happening in our little ecosystem. This is setting precedent for all of crypto. When the government wins against crypto, that puts ammo in their arsenal to win against crypto again. Because then they use these things as subject cases to say, oh, you're a lot like this other case where we destroyed somebody. We'll destroy you too, and use this as a precedent. So if you're out there watching right now and you're not in the Hex and PulseChain community, set your ego aside and recognize that they're coming for your bags too. And with all that said, I would like to end on this little poem. First, they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists, and I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me. On that, thank you for tuning in. I hope everybody has a great night. Peace.